that go?
I think we could do it, it'd be really good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to introduce you to my friend Becca,
Hello.
who runs Last Night I Dreamt in Southwell, which is one of my favourite stockists, and it's like the sort of jewelled emporium for any jewellery magpies. I think it's called the Liberty of the North, if I'm right.
The mini Liberty of the East Midlands.
Oh,
yes.
East Midlands, sorry, we're not North. So I think it'd be really interesting to know how your story with jewellery started, and why jewellery and why here in Southwell.
So when I was a little girl, I've got a very strong memory of rifling through my grandma's jewellery box and just kind of the touch, the feel, the smell, the stones, the rings that looked like something from the 1930s, that were from the 1930s probably. And that was a really strong memory that stayed with me, and I ended up having my grandma's locket, which I actually stole out of my mum's jewellery box and took to uni with me.
But didn't lose, you've still got it.
But I still have that locket.
Oh.
And I was just a magpie. I loved sparkly things. I've always loved clothes and styling, and I've always also loved encouraging women to be the best they can be and to style them in beautiful, whether it's from clothes to jewellery. So I guess my love of jewellery went back to childhood.
Yeah.
And then why Southwell? I ended up moving here because my sister was living here, and I was a mum I'm still a mum, but I had young children, and Southwell is a very picturesque, beautiful market, Minster town, and when my children started school, I wondered, like, what can I do now? And I'd been in television, as you know, and that didn't feel like a right move alongside having a family. But then a shop became available in the town, and that is how Last Night I Dreamt was born.
But it's quite a thing to kind of move from loving jewellery and kind of that being a nostalgia thing for you and a touchy-feely thing to actually, setting up a shop, which is a big deal. Every time I come here, there's this most amazing community here. Everyone knows Becca, and I'm always astonished that it seems like a relatively small, I know it's a Minster, not a town, would be able to support a store with, obviously you've got lots of brands now, but when you first started, it was in a much smaller store. Is the community a big part of what appeals running a store here, or how does that all fit in with like taking a big leap into the unknown and setting up on your own?
I think Southwell is very much the jewel in Nottinghamshire's crown, so you have a lot of people travelling to Southwell as a destination place, whether they're coming to visit Southwell races, Southwell races, or you've got the Minster or the Workhouse. So it's a real kind of destination place.
Got it.
And it feels like a very lovely place to have a boutique that people had kind of drawn to, a bit like a mini Winchester or a mini York, and that's kind of Southwell's vibe. So it is kind of like weirdly the perfect spot, and it does draw a lot of people from.
And you can walk to work.
Yeah, and I can walk to work.
So
Perfect.
when you started, I know it took me about 3 years to work out why you called it Last Night I Dreamt. And I think I asked you and you were like, well, you explain why it's called Last Night I Dreamt, because everyone else has probably worked it out. It took me a while.
So my mum did an English degree, I did an English degree as well, and one of our favourite books, and my mum's favourite books, is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And the first line of Rebecca is, "Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again." And I was just thinking, before I opened the shop, around the idea of my name and what would make it relevant to me, and the idea that storytelling is such a fundamental part of jewellery buying and jewellery selling. And I thought about my name and the Rebecca in the novel, and it's just such a beautiful first line. And it's all about dreaming and the idea of dreaming about your next piece of jewellery, and there are just so many kind of reasons why it felt right.
I think it's that kind of connection of jewellery that jewellery has.
Yes.
That has a unique ability to connect you to either, well, obviously in the story it's it's a very powerful thing. It's a sort of ghost of someone that is very daunting, but it's, you know, that connection that jewellery gives you to people, places and things is what I love about it. And I know you love the storytelling element of our jewellery, but all your other designers. So it kind of, I can understand how that came about. But I think I remember you saying a while ago that you wanted people to leave your store. I can't remember what you said. There's that sort of feeling that their dreams were a bit closer, or...
I definitely kind of have a really kind of a strong kind of passion that people leave the store happier than when they came in, or leaving the shop with dreaming about their next piece of Last Night I Dreamt, or maybe they haven't purchased something but they leave thinking about and dreaming about a piece of jewellery.
So it opens up a bit of space in their mind, and not like a sweet store. It's something that lasts a bit longer.
No, and I think it is that sense of forever jewellery that has some form of meaning. And jewellery is, people buy jewellery at milestone moments, or I've sold divorce rings, I've sold kind of graduation gifts. It's prom season, brides coming in at the moment, and there are or maybe someone's buying something for a friend and it's just a little pick-me-up. And there are so many reasons why people come in to buy jewellery.
So actually you sort of see all of life.
Yeah, and it's
through.
such a privilege, and you are a bit like a counselling service, and you are very much here for people in a way that you can't really imagine. And I don't think it's quite the same as selling clothes or selling anything else really. Like selling jewellery, you're selling something with a story behind it, and the people coming in but with their story.
Yeah.
So it's a shared story experience.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
So, yeah, I love it.
Well, you're incredibly good at it. And I think CB was one of your first, second, third brands.
So Claudia, you've been with me.
I think we've grown along together, haven't we?
So there were, I think, 3 main brands that are still with me that I began with, and Claudia Bradby is one of them, Alex Monroe, Daisy London. They were my 3 kind of core. I was like, if I have them, then I feel like I can open a shop. And I remember meeting yourself at a jewellery fair.
Was it a Top Drawer?
Yeah, it was at
IJL.
It was IJL. And I was just like, this is the gap in the pearl market that I need. And
well, also it's really amazing working with someone like Becca, who is very forward-thinking and inspiring, but you just get what each other's doing. You don't have to explain anything, and that, I think, is probably why you're very good at what you do, because you get people and you get every brand and what element might match with the person that's coming in, because that must be quite a puzzle to get the right thing to the right person and not feel like someone's being overwhelmed with choice, because you've got so many beautiful brands here.
I think it's important that you listen to each and every customer, and I'm quite quick at kind of assessing which brand I need to take someone to, just through kind of asking questions and listening. So yeah, it's a kind of relationship that you start with someone and then hopefully find them the right piece.
And they
of
collect.
Yeah,
and they collect so many pieces. Well, should we go and have a look at some of your favourite CB pieces?
I'd love to.
Come on then, you lead the way.